today's episode of Men Empowerment Program, being organized and sponsored by the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa Nigeria, P1. My name is Nkem Okereke, your host for the show, with my co-host, Ijeaku. Women empowerment is a great agenda and its importance cannot be overemphasized. But then, how ready are women for this empowerment? It is not enough that women have gone to school, especially in the society we have found ourselves in. We need other qualities, attributes, or skills that will make us stand out in the competitive space we have found ourselves in. And this brings us to discuss the topic, employability of the woman. According to Amit Kalantri, who is the author of the book Wealth of Words, he said, resources are hired to give results and not reasons. So we'll go on a short break now and then come back with our guests for this topic.
Welcome back. To discuss the topic employability of the woman with us today is Ms. Esther Hadiza Ijeaku. She's a graduate of Ahmadu Bello University, a certified project management professional and a team lead. She has worked in several roles in both local and international organizations in Nigeria. She's a founding member of Gender Awareness Trust, an NGO which is focused on gender and peace issues, especially in northern Nigeria. She is currently head Skill Hub Consulting, which founded to build the capacity and enhance the performance of NGOs in Nigeria. Please join us this morning as we welcome Mrs. Esther Ijeaku. Good morning. You're welcome to the show, ma'am.
Good morning, Ijeaku. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So our topic for today is employability of the woman. Now, I want to find out from you, what does employability mean, and what are employable skills you think young women can have?
I think employability goes beyond just certification, just like Nkem said earlier on. Employability, I think the best word I can use to define it will be suitability. So how suitable is the individual for a role or for a job? So do you have the requisite skills? Do you have the requisite attitude? Do you have the certification? So it's not enough for you to have a degree.
Yes.
Do you have the attitude? Do you have the professionalism to function in that role? So how suitable are you? The extent to which you're suitable is your employability.
Okay.
So what are the skills that make a woman employable?
I think generally speaking, there are many employability skills. They are transferable skills. What that means is that you can use those skills in different jobs. They are not tied. It's not like a degree in law to say you have to work in a law firm. But it's about skills, so like communication. Whether you're working in a 9-to-5 job, a blue-collar job, whatever job it is, you have to know how to communicate, whether verbal communication or written communication. You have to know to be professional. Critical thinking. You know how we look at vacancies and they have that long list of competencies that they say, oh, we want somebody who is willing to learn, a team player. I mean, we have all written job applications and we say, oh, I'm a team player, I need little supervision, I multitask, little or no supervision. Exactly. So those are the qualities I think that we can term as employability skills.
Okay, employability skills, you said. The communication skills, though they work under pressure, I don't think it's employability skills. Or is it part of it?
It's almost like saying you are resilient, and you are creative, and you are a critical thinker, or you are a problem solver. So those are the intangibles and things that, or skills that you can apply across different areas of specialization, regardless of the kind of job. And those are the things that kind of give you an edge. So for example, a fresh graduate, and knowing the background in Nigeria, we were raised, at least for me, because I'm an old woman, we were raised not to talk back, not to question our parents, not to question people in authority. And then all of a sudden you're going to a workplace and you are expected to think on your feet, to think for yourself. Normally you would want somebody to tell you what to do because that's how you were raised. So that skill, you need to build the skill to think critically and also to problem solve. So those are the kinds of skills that I'm talking about.
Okay. So I'm going to go over to another question now. Okay, making a woman employable. Does it have any relationship with creating opportunity for that woman? Can you just give us if there's a relationship and maybe talk about the relationship between employability and creating opportunity for the woman?
Yes. So a wise person, I won't say a wise man because there's gender here, but a wise person said that it's better to be prepared and not have the opportunity than to have an opportunity that you're unprepared for. Beautiful. Because it just goes off. So I think the relationship between having opportunity and women who are prepared, for the magic to happen, for her to be able to get a job or to be able to be employed or to be productive, to contribute to society, those two things need to come together. There's a strong relationship between opportunities. So you can be prepared, but there's no opportunity. There are some jobs or opportunities that will tell you it's only for Portuguese-speaking people. If you can't speak Portuguese, no matter your qualifications, you cannot apply for that kind of opportunity. And then there are jobs that will tell you, oh, we expect that you should be able to, I've given an example with a language, or you should have a certain degree. So
like in project management.
Like you might be certified in project management. If you don't have that certification, you're kind of excluded from it. So opportunity needs to meet preparation for the woman to be able to be employable.
Okay, thank you very much. So if I'll have to say if I have to say it in another phrase or in another statement, you're saying that it's better we get ourselves prepared, even after we're done with school, so that we can be able to find ourselves in employed state or in an empowered state. So thank you very much, Ms. Hadiza Ijeaku. Yes. So thank you, our viewers, for following us on this conversation. We'll be going on a short break now and then come back with our guests to continue this conversation. Please see you soon.
And we've been discussing employability of the woman. I hope you're enjoying this program with us. But we'll go on to ask you the next question. You know, we have lots of young ladies that are done with either secondary school and are waiting to write their JAMB. After JAMB, they're waiting to get admission into universities, or the ones that are done from universities and they're waiting for this mega million job. What would be your advice to them as they are waiting? Is it not, wouldn't it be smart for them to learn a skill while they are waiting for that big opportunity they are hoping to get?
I think one word that you used a lot is waiting. And it's something that we need to get over as women, that we shouldn't wait. Even while you are in school, Like I remember during my time, the universities used to go on strike for long periods of time. Some people sat at home doing nothing for 6 months, 1 year. But my parents made me go to computer school. I learned how to sew. I learned how to bake. I learned how to do so many things. So I think the big problem is waiting, waiting for something to happen. The truth is that you are in a competition with yourself and with others to get better and also to do better than others when push comes to shove. So it's to look at what areas do I need to build myself, because sometimes it's based on how we grew up or our backgrounds. We don't communicate well. So how can you improve your communication? I don't have computer skills. How can I go and learn how to use a computer? And employment does not mean a 9-to-5 job. It can actually be business. That's being productive as well. What do I know about business? Some people just wake up one day, have some money, and decide today, from tomorrow, I'm going to be a businesswoman. There are things you need to know about the market. You need to know how to package your product. You need to know how to market your product or to sell your product and things like that. So it's to have a plan. You can't just live in the now, but look forward and then plan for it and build the necessary skills that you need to be the person that you want to be tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Ma, for the insight.
Thank you.
So I'll ask you the next question. What can be done to make a woman employable? What do you think can be done?
I think I'll just categorize it in 3 big areas. 1, remove the barriers. So society, we live in a patriarchal society. So already the girl child is at disadvantage in terms of education, in terms of access, in terms of even leadership positions. The girl is already disadvantaged. So how can we level the playing field? How can we have more equity and access to opportunities? Already you know that if there are fewer girls in school than boys, then that means there are more boys competing for the nicer jobs, depending on the field or the sector that they're working in. So first and foremost, remove the barriers. Then also to create opportunities. So issues of diversity, even in our day-to-day jobs, sometimes by default we just think, oh, a nurse is supposed to be a woman. And then we suddenly see a guy walk up to you and you're like, Oga, you know, are you the nurse? You are looking around for a lady nurse, and stuff. I kind of twisted it so that we can appreciate that there have to be opportunities presented by allowing equal opportunities, diversity, inclusion. The most excluded, one of the most excluded groups are women with disabilities. It's double jeopardy. They are women, first of all, and they have barriers because of that. And then secondly, they have disabilities to deal with. So how can those kind of people also have access to being employed? And then the last one is prepare her. Through training, through mentoring, through role modeling, like seeing a pilot, the picture of a pilot, a female pilot, would inspire many girls to go down the same trail. But those are the 3 areas, I think. Remove the barriers, create opportunities, and then prepare her so that she can meet those opportunities prepared and ready to be suitable. And
I like the example of the pilot you gave. I don't know if you know of this lady mechanic.
Absolutely, yes.
Now you now see loads of women like, oh, this is not just a man's thing. I think I can do it. This is a skill I think I can learn. And then
women that want to explore that
exactly.
So you said something about a level playing ground for the women and also the men. That means this is perceived as a challenge to making a woman employable. Are there other challenges that are making a woman employable, are hindering making a woman employable? I mean, if you can elaborate more on them.
Beyond the external, so things that are beyond our control, like the society that we live in, maybe the legal framework. So for example, maybe in the military, a man can go off and get married, but a woman needs to take permission, and until she gets permission, she cannot get married. So there are those issues that are external, but then personally for the woman as well, she needs to look inward. We need to look inward, be open-minded, be ambitious, be equipped. So I know that there are certain fields that seem to be off, like they don't expect women to be there, but I'm interested in it. You have to bite the bullet and get in the ring. That's basically it, to kind of compete also within that space.
Okay. So you're saying that in a way to address these challenges is to compete within a space where it seems like only guys or
get experience. Sometimes, you know, as Nigerians, I know money is important, and we need money to survive. But sometimes you have to be willing to do something for almost nothing, just to gain knowledge and experience. There are women that have done quite a lot, and maybe they can't pay you to be around them, but if you are willing to be around without being paid, maybe you get mentorship, you get coaching, you get training. There are resources, millions and millions of resources online as well that women can access. I would just say, how bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you will be able to get the information that you need. Not to say that naturally we don't have our personalities, that sometimes, like, there are personalities, people just, they are reserved. I don't like to speak. I'm introverted, or I'm melancholic. I'm not a social butterfly, and all of that. But that is the more reason why, as you identify it, to find the weaknesses and kind of work and chip at them over time.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask you the last question for me. So what are the recommendations and steps you would give our viewers who want to make themselves employable? What do you want to tell them, our viewers? Yes.
Well, I would recommend being flexible.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know how it is that name it, claim it, I must work in an oil company. You might need to go and work in a juice company first, or a small SME first, to acquire the skills. So be open-minded, be flexible, be adaptable. Identify what it is that you need to learn as you go along. Network with others and make contacts. Somebody like me, because of my personality, I tend to shy away. I know it may not feel like it right now, but I tend to shy away from reaching out to somebody that I might have met and had very good rapport with. And then I just think, oh, if I call, what am I going to say? What am I going to, you know? And then let me just rest, you know? So I would say be open-minded, be flexible, network, learn. So if you need to do a course, like certification for in project management, PMP, is not cheap. It's an investment. So be willing to invest in yourself to acquire the skills and the technical skills, and then that resiliency that you need to become more employable.
That is beautiful. Thank you very much for
that
recommendation and the advice too. Chema, do you have other things to ask her?
No, I don't. I'll just probably just do like a summary of what I get. Yes. For me, all I'm taking home is be prepared. Opportunity comes, be prepared. Don't miss any opportunity because you're not prepared. It's better you're prepared, then you grab the opportunity, than you not being prepared and then the opportunity just goes. And then the waiting part, I like the part she said, why are you waiting? Do something. If it's a skill, start learning, especially for young women that are done with secondary school or university, there's strike and all that. What are you doing with all those long days or long months of the strike? You that you're done with secondary school and waiting for JAMB result, what are you doing? If it's a computer learning skill, learn it. If it's business, like she said, just do something. Stop waiting. That's like my take for me. Be prepared, grab the opportunity, and don't wait.
Yes. And she also said something about understanding your weaknesses. If you know you are introverted, you don't have to, you can learn a skill, or you can create an, how do I put it, like get a skill or that is suitable for your kind of personality. You don't have to say, okay, because this person is not melancholic like me, let me try and do this. Of course, we don't have to imitate, because we are really going to fail if we try to imitate another. So we need to work on ourselves, look at ourselves and know that, okay, this is what we can do, and we can now build upon that. So thank you very much once again, Miss Esther Hadiza Ijeaku.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you today for this wonderful discussion, employability of the woman. Thank you so much, our viewers, for taking our time to watch today's episode. Remember to feel free to drop in the comment sections topics you would want us to discuss on women empowerment. See you next week, same time, Friday also. So thank you very much for watching, and bye.